Hello, how are you guys? I'm going to bring you up on my Facebook. Say hello as you come on. Well, hi, Pam Davis. I haven't seen or heard from you in a long time. Hi, Pam Davis. I haven't seen or heard from you in a long time. Gotta turn my volume down. Hi, George. Good to see you guys. I'm gonna give everybody a minute or two to get logged on here. I've got some fun things to share with you guys today. I'm trying to, at the moment, get caught up. This is what I worked on last week. You guys saw me do this one last week. These are just, tin can vegetable. And this isn't how I envision this being done. It's just I had this succulent handy, and so I just stuck it in there, and it kind of gives you an idea, but not too bad for a tin can. And the ones that are going to go with it are this one, which isn't done, and this one is in the process of getting dry brushed. So that's what I've been working on. What have you guys been working on? I have some fun things to do today. Just looking at questions. I have some fun things to do today. We're going to work on these little wooden carriers. I have a bunch of these, and I have 7 of these available to buy if you're interested. I think they're $9.95, $9.50, something like that. But what I did is I used Kudzu. Trying to turn it there. Kudzu and Fluff. But there's 3 colors on here, so what I did do is I started with the Kudzu, and then I added some Fluff to it and got the middle color here, and then added some more Fluff to this color to get this color. It looks like it's white in the camera, but it's not. It's a really light green. So we're creating an ombre effect on here, and it could have been, hi Jody, it could have been done as a blending ombre, but I just thought, this would be an easier piece to visualize if we just did it with the slats, so that's what I did. And I painted both ends, and I only painted the one side so I could demonstrate this side. And then we have some really pretty succulent transfers to put on here. So let me see, do I have it in the camera? So you can see how pretty that succulent transfer is on this piece. There. So if I get my fingers out of the way, you might be able to see what, yeah, there we go. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got some pretty succulent transfers to put on there. So that's today's project, you guys. So now that we have a few people on, hi Jody. Now that we have a few people on, I'm Deborah Bucher with Deborah Bucher Designs, and I've been selling Dixie Belle chalk paint for 4 years now, and I'm also a retailer for Wise Owl chalk paint. I started with them in December, and I carry Hi Nancy, I carry the Posh Pigments and Prima Redesign and Would You Bend and Roycycle decoupage tissues. So I have a lot of product, a lot going on, and I add to it every single day. Hi Nancy, good to see you. So, all right, and like I said, I have 7 more of these containers. They're super cute. Wait till you see it all staged up. We're going to get that far with it today. So I'm going to put the camera down so that you guys can see what's going on. And let's get busy. Bear with me. Okay, so I think this is a good way for you guys to see it. So what I'm doing is on this side is the kudzu on the bottom row. This one has kudzu in it. And then I added fluff to a little bit of the kudzu and made the next color. And then I added a little bit more fluff for the top color. So even though in contrast it looks like it's white, it's not. It's just a continuation of these 3 colors. And you can do that on furniture as well. And when you're doing that on furniture, you want to do it a little bit differently than the way I did it. You want to measure and do like your ratios 1-on-1 and then write them down. And I always recommend stirring them up with a popsicle stick and write what your ratio was on it so that if you run out of that custom color, you can reproduce it exactly. That's my recommendation, and I've done that several times. Okay, so we're gonna start off painting. We're just painting. That's why I got most of the front and the side done, so you guys didn't have to watch me paint or watch paint dry. So you guys, what's going on in your world? What projects are you guys working on? I have a 2-day furniture class coming up this weekend. I'm excited about it. It's a full class. It's so nice to be able to teach at the ground floor artists. They have such a beautiful classroom facility. And we had fun there 2 weeks ago when I taught the decoupage class. That was a full class too. And then we've got, I think the flag chair class is the next one. And that class is filling up, you guys. So if that's something you're thinking about, I would encourage you to go ahead and get registered for it before it is full, because I can only handle so many people at one time. And I am working on some online classes that I'll be talking to you more about in the future. One of them is doing those decoupage silver trays and doing the acrylic pour on top of them is one of those classes. So you don't have to be somebody here locally. You can take that class online. Okay, and I'm going to just stick this in my dish of water for the moment. And another online class that will be scheduled pretty soon is painting on fabric. And I have a really cool sunflower design done on a t-shirt. And that's a really fun class to learn how to paint on fabric. And again, that will be an online class, so it doesn't matter where you live. And on those online classes, you'll have availability to the information to the online video for 30 days. So you can go back and watch it over and over and over again. And if after 30 days you feel like you still didn't have enough access to it, then for a small fee you can have access to it for a year. So that's what's coming up. Hi Patty, thanks for joining us. Too many projects. So this is a wood carrier. Yeah, you know, these are, let me turn it around for you guys. These are little wooden carriers, and I probably have 6 to 8 of them, different sizes. Back in the day, construction people would put all of their tools and hammers and all of that in these wooden carrier boxes. And then you've seen them with milk jars and florals and flowers in them. You can put your silverware and your napkins and ketchup and those kind of things in them, and they're different sizes. This size, I measured it yesterday. Oh, here's my ruler. Here's my flexible bendable ruler that's $4 on my website. You guys love these rulers. So it is 10 inches across and 7 inches high and 4.5 inches wide is how big this is. And when you see it, I have all the stuff to fix it all up when we're done today, so you'll get to see it in the process. So what I did, I started with the kudzu full strength, and then I added some fluff to kudzu in another container. And since I did it earlier today, I just put it in a Ziploc bag so that it would stay damp and fresh for the class. So, and I'm just using a cheap artist brush from Michael's. It's always nice to have them on hand. They're not expensive, and often if you use your 20% off coupon, then they're a super good deal. Because I think it's like $5 a package for them. Hi, Lynn. So if you happen to be a local person, just, you know, some news about my brass armadillo location. I'm going to be closing it down. I have to be out by the 16th, so I think this Thursday I'm going to start moving product out of there. So if you happen to be a person that buys from that location, you just have a few more days before it will go away, which is a sad thing. I've been there for about 4 years, and starting this last November, boy, business just really dropped off there big time. But, you know, things are okay because I still have the surprise location, which is doing really well. That's in the ground floor artist facility, and that is an amazing place. I say that every time I talk to you guys, what an amazing place it is. And people who go there love it. So we got a coat of that on, and then I've got one more little container all mixed up. I save all these little jars. This is from jam, probably from, oh, what is that place that has such good, Cracker Barrel. They have such good breakfast, but since I'm keto, I don't eat out there very much because they have really good chicken fried steak, and chicken fried steak is definitely not keto. So what are you guys all working on? So this is this color, the middle color here, with more fluff added to it. So we started with kudzu and added fluff to it and got this. And then we started with this and added more fluff to it, and now we get this, which probably on your screen probably looks like it's white, but it's not. It's just got the tiniest shade hint of green to it. And when we get those transfers on there, I think it's really going to be pretty. And if you wanted a sweet little Easter basket to make for somebody, this would make a darling little Easter basket, because you could fill it up with the grass and the eggs and the chocolates. And like I said, I have 7 of them on my website. They're under wood things. I don't know, I don't remember what the category. I know it's wood something or another. And then I'm just going to paint this little lip. And I'm thinking I need to paint the insides here. What do you guys think? Give me hearts or likes if you think that just the sides need to be, the big tall sides need to be painted. I'm kind of thinking they do. Hi, Sue. Lynn, where's the painted tree at? I've never heard of them. Where are they located? That's funny that you would, at the inside, yeah, you would think you would paint, okay. I think so too. It'll have a more finished appearance to it. Oh, okay. I don't think there's a painted tree here in Arizona. I've never heard of it, and I pretty much know who all the retailers are in Arizona. The brass armadillo did really well for a lot of years. I don't know what happened. I have some suspects of what happened, but I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself on that. Okay. And I don't know yet what color I'll do this handle. What do you guys think I should do that handle? Oh, okay, that's a new place that just opened up, and you're right, there is a, there's there's a little bit of controversy over that location, in all honesty, because one of my friends who is a retailer, she has a place in Scottsdale that's really close to that, and Dixie Belle was not really nice about how they went about that. Not really fair. Okay, I know that this is an awkward angle for you guys to see this, so I'll try to be quick about it. For today's purposes, I'm just going to paint the sides, and then the slats on the inside I'll get later. There's a little bit of fuzz or something in there. Yeah, I definitely think painting the inside of this was the right thing to do. It's kind of like what I tell people when you're painting furniture. You start off with a plan, but you should always keep your mind open to that plan shifting and evolving and changing, because pieces will talk to you, furniture will talk to you and tell you what you should do with it, and you should listen. Can you guys see that in the camera? Yep, that looks pretty, huh? We'll get this other end done real quick. Handle dark green? I think so too. You know, when I haven't painted in a while, it's so funny when I sit down to paint after having had a break for a while and I hear the sound of the brush going across the piece. It's just like, that is such a comforting sound to me. I know that sounds really odd, but it's true. Okay, and I'm going to paint the inside slats also, but I'm not going to do it during the live. I don't think I need to take up your time with that. So what I am going to do is let this sit for just a second, and if you were later coming on, I just want to do a moment of show and tell. This was the can that we were working on last week, and I just threw this succulent in here. It's not what's going to be in the can, but I think it gives you an idea of how pretty it could be. And I looked last week to go to Hobby Lobby to pick up some, I want some lavender stalks is what I want to put in them. But last week wasn't the 50% off week. You know how Hobby Lobby does every other week, 50% off. So I have to get over there this week. And then I did the shell design on both of these cans, and they're not finished yet. I just started dry brushing this one. Yeah, these are soup cans, Jody, and I just mushed them up because they're going to go on. I'll bring the camera up and show you guys. Hold on. In fact, it'll be easier for me to put those transfers on if I have the camera up anyway. They're just, you know, like green bean, carrots. I make my dog's dog food, so he gets pumpkin, green beans, carrots, and peas. And so I started saving the cans because I knew I wanted to do a project with them, and I want to start some tomato starts. But I have this board that I got at, I got this at Walmart. Really inexpensive. I think it was $5. It already has like the little jute hanger on it. But just imagine this has the lavender in it. And I've got all three of them going across. I think it'll be really cute. That's my vision. And so the other shell one will go on the other opposite side of this one, but I just don't have enough hands to hold it all. I did another one before I did those. I did this one in Hurricane Gray and Fluff, and I didn't moosh it. So I'm going to use this one for paint brushes and for pencils and scissors and that kind of stuff. Thanks, Sue. And, you know, it's both of these projects are really, really, really inexpensive projects. Like, we're using 2 colors of paint. That's it, 2 colors, but we got 3 out of it. All right, so I'm going to hit it. I hate to do it to you guys, but I'm going to hit it with the hairdryer because we're going to put the transfers on, and I want to have this good and dry. So talk amongst yourselves. Sue, I'm going to use hot glue and my staple gun. So I'll staple in the best I can getting my staple gun in there, but I'll have some hot glue and probably, I use wood glue or E6000 a lot, and in a combination of the wood glue and the staple and the hot glue, I think they'll stay. All right, so I'm going to put the camera back down so you can see what I'm doing. I made my shirt too. I made it a couple of years ago. And I've lost 30, almost 35 pounds that I'd put on 28 with COVID. And I managed to get the 28 off and about another 7 pounds in addition. So this shirt's really big, but I wanted to wear it anyway since it had cute bunnies on it. So I know I'm getting ahead, but I just want you guys to see what my vision is. I have some green grass to fill this up with, and I have these really cute bunnies that I got at Hobby Lobby, and I think they look really cute just sitting there. And if you didn't have that, then some cute little bunnies, and I have some pretty eggs. And I showed how to do these paper mache eggs a few weeks ago, and then we stamped bees on them, crowns. And I picked up some other stamps when I was at Michael's. And I've got squirrels and bunny rabbits and owls and fox, and that looks like an elk. Little stamps that you could stamp on those eggs. And those are projects that you can do with your kids too. But aren't these bunnies like the cutest things you've ever seen? Oh, I went the wrong direction with them. You know, when I set this camera up so you guys can see things the correct direction, everything's the opposite for me, so it's always a challenge. But I think they're super, super sweet. And I love bunnies. There's probably, well, I know that there's a bunny or a rabbit in every single room in my house, including the bathrooms. I've never counted how many. One time I was on a tour in Atlanta, Georgia, and we were on a plantation, and it was called the Swan Plantation in Georgia. And I don't know if the family that lived there, if their name was Swan, I don't remember, but there was a swan in every room of the house, even up on the ceiling, like a ceiling tile that goes around chandeliers and stuff had swans on it. And that just stuck with me because I love bunnies. So I literally have some bunny or rabbit in every room of the house. Just a little fun fact about me, you guys. Okay, so which side? This is the drier side. So we'll start on this side. And I'm using the Cactus Succulent Transfer. And it's a really nice transfer. It has 4 pages, I think. No, it's got 1, 2, it's got 6 pages of transfers in it. So it's got, we're going to be using these little floral ones today, but it has some singular ones, and then it has some that I've used on pots and wrapped them around a flower pot. These little ones I put on the 4-inch flower pots, and that's on my Pinterest page. And that gets more saves than any other pin I've ever done. It cracks me up. And that makes me remember, you guys, I'm on Pinterest, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on all the things. So if you would go over, especially on YouTube, and subscribe to my page, I would really appreciate it. I'm working really, really hard to increase that audience. So if you've never done a transfer before, we're going to do this transfer, and it's going to be partially on this side, and it's going to wrap around to this side, and then we'll flip it over and do the same thing. So I just need to figure out what my good position is, and I think that looks good right there. And so if you've never used a transfer before, it comes with 2 sheets. This is the protective sheet right here on the bottom. And then this is the piece that actually has the paint, which is right there. And it has a little bit of sticky adhesion to it. And that paint, when you lift this off, is going to transfer onto your piece, whatever your piece is, whether it's furniture or whatever. So you want to take it apart, and before you lay it down all the way down, like I'm just hovering over the top of it, because before you put it all the way down, you need to know exactly how you want it positioned, because you cannot pick it back up. So this is the way I want it positioned, and I'm going to just rub this down. So every single transfer comes with one of these sticks, and this is what you use to rub on your transfer. And you know, if you are not a fan of succulents, there's all kinds of really pretty floral transfers, or if you've got transfers left over from a project, because like this is a cut up piece, I never throw any of them away, because you can use a little piece of transfer on something always. And so I'm just rubbing really firmly all over this section. making sure that it's all been released onto the wood. And this happens to be a Dixie Belle transfer. And whoever they found to make these transfers did a really nice job of not having a halo area on them. Okay, so I'm going to, and it's best to have your paint really dry. So I'm kind of pushing the envelope with this a little bit because this is freshly painted. And you put these on, when you're using the Dixie Belle, you put them on before you put your top coat on. And you can see I'm rubbing and lifting, and if I see that transfer lifting up with this paper, just lay it straight back down and rub really good with your stick again. And this would be working better if it was good and dry. And even though there are gaps in here, that's not a big deal because I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife. In fact, I think I'll just do that now. I need one of them that I haven't had in clay. I have a bunch of them. Here's one, brand new as a matter of fact. Hi, Barbara. So Pamela, you haven't tried a transfer? They're really easy. And they can take a plain piece of furniture and just elevate it to the next level. So I am going to go ahead and take this X-Acto knife and I'm going to just run it along these slats. And that will honestly make it easier as I'm lifting it and going along. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut off this piece here as well. So see, I just have it running along my edge. And I'll probably hang on to that. I might need a little piece of a leaf on something. So again, when you're doing this, if you're lifting up and there's anything stuck on the back of this, just lay it straight back down and rub again with your stick. And cutting between those slats made a big difference. It's like magic, you guys. Okay, so this side is all down, and I'm going to take this and turn it this direction, and give me a second to get this situated, and then I'll make sure you're in the camera. And this light's got a little too bright. Okay, so I just pushed that transfer right around the edge. These are the pieces that were on the front, and here's the piece on the edge. And like I said, you guys, I have 7 of these boxes. They're, if you live locally, you can order them to pick up. If you don't live locally, I can ship them to you. They don't weigh too much. I have a flat rate for shipping. It's $10 to ship anywhere in the US, regardless of how much you order. It's not based on weight. So I have 7 of these left, and they're super cute. Okay, so now we're going to just continue on around, and I'm just lifting and looking to make sure that nothing is pulling up onto my plastic sheeting, like right there. By slicing into that, that will stop that trying to lift up there. You could also decoupage these little boxes, and initially that's what I thought I would do, but I've done a lot of decoupage lately, and it's been a while since I've done a transfer for you guys, so that's why I switched over to doing a transfer. And because this has a succulent on it, this doesn't have to be any specific, like I'm fixing it up for spring and Easter, but with a succulent on it, it can be all summer long. You know, you can put your napkins and your silverware and stuff in it and set it out on your patio when you're having dinner or a cocktail or barbecuing. Okay, so it's all on, and what I like to do, let me see if I have one handy here. I do. Okay, so I have these finishing pads that look like this. This is a finishing pad. This is a pretty well-used, worn-out finishing pad. But I like to cut them up into little squares like this, specifically for burnishing the transfers. So I'm just going to take it. First, I'm going to rub my fingers all over it and make sure that everything is down and nothing is going to catch. And then I'm going to use this little burnishing pad, and I'm just going to rub over it. And that just is another precaution to make sure that it has adhered really well. It's not sanding. These are not sanding pads. They're burnishing pads. Look how pretty, you guys. And I could have taken a chip brush and dry brushed over the front of this, and I thought about doing that, but actually I just forgot. I'm trying to get you back in camera. There, that's better. So I was burnishing like this in case you missed it the first time. Now, isn't that pretty with the ombre effect on here? because those same colors are actually in this transfer here. And so I think that's really a pretty finish on there like that. So we've got another one to attach. And like I showed you in that package, there's a whole bunch there. So, I mean, you could put them all across if you wanted to. There were the two of them that were long ones. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking I like this one on this side. And if you wanted to, you could put some wording on here if you wanted it to say spring, or, you know, anything, or just leave it plain. And I'm thinking that for this side of it, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this one on and wrap it around, is what I'm thinking. And while I have this paper backing on here, that's when I want to decide what my placement is on here. Okay. So this is how I'm going to do it, and I'm paying attention to where the little cactus point is right here, because that's right up on that edge. So I know how to get it back down in the exact spot. So I'm peeling off that protective paper, and I'm just holding it on the edges here. And then I'm going to find that point, and now it's transparent and I can see it better. And press it down. And this time, before I get started, I'm going to go ahead and slice it. So if you weren't on here earlier when I was talking about my classes, I have a class this weekend that's a 2-day class. It's a furniture painting boot camp class. If you've never painted furniture, it's the perfect class. It is full, but I will schedule it again probably next quarter. It's a popular class. And if you've been on my Facebook page, you've seen several pictures of the flag chair, and that class is coming up. It's filling up. And I have some of those chairs, those actual same chairs for sale, but they're pressed wood chairs. They're easy to find on Marketplace, and they're usually inexpensive. And I still have some seats left in that class if you're interested. And that's just a 1-day class. Okay, so I'm going to take my stick and just make sure that that's all rubbed down. Hi, Mary. Hi, Molly. You guys, you don't ever have to worry about being late. I understand that we all have busy lives going on, and it's always here to watch on replay. And I'm getting better at getting them loaded up on YouTube. So, and if you guys would please, please, please go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel. That would mean so much. Okay, so like we did the last time, for you guys that didn't see that you're getting here late, this is what we're doing. We did this on the other side, and it goes around to the edge. Give me some hearts if you like this. I think this is super cute. I have to say I'm pretty excited about it myself. Okay, so that's what we're doing. And I'm getting ready to lift this transfer up. And I cut it between the slats to make it easier to lift. And like I said, if if you're lifting and your piece comes up, just lay it back down and just rub it back on again. Thanks, Mary. I love these three colors. So what I did with these three colors, for those of you that came on late, the one on the bottom is Kudzu. And then I added some fluff to the Kudzu and did the one in the middle. And then I added some fluff to the mixed one in the middle and got this color on the top. And so there, you know, with 2 jars of paint, I have 3 colors. And you could do that on any piece of furniture. You would just blend your colors in between. And I always recommend when you're mixing custom colors like that, especially if you're doing a piece of furniture, so that you can go back and get that same exact color if you happen to run out. Write down your ratios of what you've mixed. And I stir it on a popsicle stick and write my ratio on that popsicle stick so that I can always go back and make another batch if I need to. It's a fun way to get colors, although Dixie Belle has over 75 beautiful colors. And now that I also carry Wise Owl, what's really so exciting to me about Wise Owl, besides it being a really beautiful chalk paint, is that they have a lot of colors that Dixie Belle doesn't have. So it's like perfect. You have such a big selection of colors when you shop with me. You might be in color overload because you have so many choices. But I have wooden spoons painted with every single color so you can see what the actual color looks like on wood. Because paint dries a different color. And, you know, on the color charts, printers can never replicate a color exactly. They do their best, but that's impossible. At least that technology right now is impossible. So that one's down. Need to get this little one here. And these pieces that are hanging over, I'm just going to give it a slice because if you don't, it wants to pull up on this side. So we'll give it a nice little rub-a-dub-dub. And start lifting up. Hi, Kathy and Patty. Mary, I see your comment really, but I don't know what it was in regards to. Okay, so this is ready for me to flip it so you guys can see what I'm doing over here on this side. So just like I did the other side, I'm going to lay this down, and remember it has an adhesive on it, and press it down. I'm going to just cut this section off here. So you guys, transfers are so fun to use on furniture. They take it from pretty to the wow factor. And one transfer can often, more often than not, do multiple pieces of furniture. If you guys have ever seen my sunflower dresser, That's one of my favorite pieces. And that one I might have used a whole transfer on and maybe a piece of a second transfer because I put a lot of sunflowers on that dresser. And you guys, if you think this is a fun project that somebody else might benefit from, I would love it if you would sprinkle this around. That really helps my algorithms. I'm here every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. for Deborah Bucher's Happy Hour. And if you're late, you can catch me on the replay, or you can catch the full thing also on YouTube. I'm on TikTok, so sometimes I do little shorts on TikTok that just give you a taste of what might be going on. So you lift, make sure that nothing is sticking to your plastic film here, and if it is, just rub it down again. If I had dry brushed some fluff over this using a chip brush, I think that would have been cute. But the colors in this transfer complement the colors on this piece so well. We're almost there. Okay, so then I just like to take my finger and burnish it down. That's just making sure that everything is making a really good contact with your piece. Using transfers on jewelry boxes is another excellent idea, you guys. And this particular transfer is really pretty on jewelry boxes. You can find really pretty jewelry boxes in thrift stores and the Goodwill. Honestly, they're getting a little harder to find because people are snatching them up, and so I'm just laying those pieces down where I cut it with the X-Acto knife and just rub my knife along there. And do the same thing over here. If you guys hear my puppy dog, he's been really sick. I don't know how much longer he's gonna be with me. Okay, so we've got this side. And then we've got this side. And again, you need to burnish it down. So like I said, I like to use a little square pad off of the finishing pad and just take it and burnish it down. And that's just ensuring one more time that it's made good contact with your surface. And Dixie Belle did a super good job of whoever made these of finding a manufacturer that could do a good job on the halos, because they literally just disappear on these transfers. So isn't that pretty? And like I said, that transfer has 8 sheets on it. So if you wanted something that was going to go all the way across, you could use either this pretty bouquet or this bouquet, or you could put one across and then flip it over and put the other on the other side. I used 2 of these, and I don't know, I'll look at it and see. I may go back and put one on the front here, but I kind of like that it's not busy. And I'm going to finish painting the inside of this. I'm going to finish painting it in the kudzu and the handle in the kudzu. And then tomorrow, when this has all had a good chance to dry, then I'll go over it with a coat of satin top coat so that it's been protected. And then if you're hauling it outside for cocktails and happy hour and glass of wine or whatever, it's going to be protected. So you guys, let me bring the camera back up. Hi Tanya, thanks for joining us. You can always go back and catch me on the replay if you joined in late. Like I said, I have 7 of these boxes left. If anybody wants, oh, I almost forgot. Let me put the camera back down. I just want to show you guys. Okay. One more thing. Okay, so this isn't going to be perfect. This is just giving you an idea. But I have this little green grass. It's like paper grass. So imagine that it's all filled up with that. And then stick some succulents in it. Taking that out of my tin can. Did you guys see this tin can? Let's see, we'll just kind of drape that over there. And then I got this cute Mr. and Mrs. Bunny. They're like little shelf sitters. Isn't that cute, you guys? So if you weren't going to use it for anything and you just wanted to fix it up for springtime or for Easter, isn't that adorable? I have some eggs, some carrots, some eggs. And I mentioned earlier that a couple of weeks ago we decoupaged eggs with pages out of a book and stamped them, and then I haven't done it yet, but I got some more stamps to have all kinds of cool stuff on them. So just to give you guys some fun ideas of what you can do, but I think this is really cute. I think when I stage it for pictures, this is how I'm going to stage it. Okay, so now I'll bring the camera back up. I'm glad I remembered to do that. I would have been really sad. Thanks, Pamela. Like I said, they're inexpensive. Those boxes are I think they're $9.75, $9.95, something like that. And they're lightweight, so they're not too much to ship. So if you guys want one, get them ordered, because I only have 7. So you guys, if you have any questions, that I didn't answer, I always go back and read through everything and respond back to you. So if you asked a question and I missed it, I'll go back, and I would love it if you guys would follow me on Facebook and follow me on YouTube. And I put all of those links in the intro, in the description at the beginning. And that's it. And if you want to order paint, that my website's on there too. So you guys have a great evening. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next Tuesday for Happy Hour with Deborah Bucher Designs. Have a great night. Oh, Tanya, you're so welcome. I appreciate it every time I get an order. So I appreciate you. I need to thank you for ordering from me. You have lots of choices and options, so thank you for ordering from me. I appreciate it. Bye, everybody.